Alright gang, welcome back to Hansen Speed Shop for another cool custom Hot Wheels build. This time we're doing a 61 Chevy Impala. Really like this car, like this casting, and I like this body style just in general. I love 59, 60, 61 Chevys. I specifically like the 61 body style because on the rear quarter panel, how it kind of kicks up here on the trim. I like the bubble top. Just super nice looking car. Done like one or two of these in the past, and just a really nice detailed casting. We'll get this thing cracked open and talk about what we're going to do with this specific one. So this one came from Hot Wheels in this like muscle car series. There was like 10 cars in this series. Came out like in 2019, I believe. Anyway, we're going to be doing this one up as an early 60s style stock car, NASCAR, kind of Smokey Yunick inspired, and we're going to kind of do the car as early 60s style NASCAR, but something that you could maybe drive on the street now. So it should be pretty cool. It's not going to be an exact replica of any one specific car, but just kind of really inspired by those early 60s NASCARs. So I think this should be a really cool car. I'm probably going to put a roll bar in it, put some cool wheels on it, an exhaust, and just make it a really cool early 60s style NASCAR. So the first step to doing that, though, is going to be to get this thing torn apart, get that paint stripped off, and then look at what we have to work with. Alright guys, back on the old 61 Chevy stock car project. Got the thing torn apart and stripped. This body didn't really require a ton of like metal work as far as cleaning up. There's basically just one major casting line that kind of flows on top of the roof down this back pillar, and then on top of the rear quarter panel on both sides. Otherwise, basically just kind of normal cleanup around the rest of the car. The front of this car is already going to sit really low. Normally these come with a bigger tire in the back. Since we're going to be running the same size wheel and tire, these are the wheels we're going to be running, which are a Hot Wheels, kind of a wider steel wheel with some black slicks on them. Those are going to look really good. I don't know if we're going to leave them chrome. I might paint them either gold or black, or leave them chrome. I haven't decided yet. But once we put the smaller wheels on the back of the car, it'll kind of sit like how it's sitting right now. So the back of the car will sit a lot lower. We might need to trim these bumps that stick down here that are kind of supposed to look like the rear suspension, I guess. We might trim them down a little bit just to get the back of the car even a little bit lower. Otherwise, we're not going to be doing any other body modifications. We don't really need to do any chassis modifications because the car will sit just how I want it to. I was going to shave the rear taillights, which and make it look more like a NASCAR, but we kind of talked about doing this as more of a street drivable NASCAR inspired build, since it is going to have a full interior in it and stuff. We will be making a roll bar for it and custom exhaust. So basically, we're to the stage now where everything's kind of cleaned up. We can basically get this thing to paint and detailing. Just got to do a couple little things to the chassis like I mentioned, and this thing's ready for painting and detailing. And then get a roll bar made up for it out of some aluminum tubing. I just use like this style of aluminum tubing. Let's see, get it on camera here. Just same stuff I use when I make axles. That's probably what we'll use for the exhaust as well. So this project's coming along pretty good. We'll take another look at it once we make some more progress. Alright guys, so a lot of work has gone into the 61 Impala here since the last time you've seen it, to make this thing into early 60s style NASCAR. Originally when I started this build, I was kind of just going to make it kind of a street car that was kind of 60s stock car inspired, but changed gears a little bit and decided to go basically full-blown NASCAR on this Impala. So what I've done to the car, basically we've done work on the chassis, interior, and on the body. So we'll start with the body, and as you can see, the car looks really cool. So the body, I shaved up all the taillights on the car, because you wouldn't have taillights on a NASCAR. They'd usually just fill over the taillight holes with like some sheet metal. Otherwise the body is all cleaned up and ready for paint. On the windows, I cut out the little vent windows, got rid of those, so we just have that open hardtop look, which some of the guys ran. Some guys left the vent windows. I just thought it'd look a little bit better without them. On our interior, completely gutted the whole interior, shaved out the back seat, got rid of the passenger seat, just leaving the driver's seat, and then out of some aluminum tubing I made a neat little roll bar, and that worked out really good. Also I channeled up into where the axles go, so this car can sit a little bit lower. We had to make some custom axles for the front and the back of the car. We're running these Hot Wheels rear rider. They're kind of like a wide steely looking wheel. Those are going to get painted because they're mixed matched, and we're going to be kind of going as like a Smokey Yunick tribute car like I talked about on this build. And then as far as on the chassis goes, shaved off the entire stock exhaust, and then because this car is going to be sitting low, these kind of bumps that stick down, we shave those down just to give this thing some ground clearance when it's slammed down on the ground. So basically all that is left now to do is painting and detailing of everything, and then we're also going to be making a cool custom stock car style exhaust for this thing once I get the chassis detailed. So that is basically going to do it for this build. As far as the customizing part of this goes, so the next time we'll check it out, we'll be at the final unveil. So we'll see you at the final unveil. It should be super sweet. I really am happy with this project. Hope you guys dig it. Before you forget, comment below. Let me know what you think at the end of the video. If it's super sweet, give it a thumbs up. So we'll see you at the final unveil. Alright gang, it is time for the final unveil on our Hot Wheels 61 Impala Smokey Yunick Fireball Roberts inspired and tribute build. I hope you guys really dig this car because I think it came out sweet. I think it really captures the look of the early 60s NASCARs, and a lot of work went into this thing, but it came out really, really cool. So you guys seen how I lowered the car. We got those cool Hot Wheels wheels on there, painted gold. Body cleaned up really good. You seen how I did the interior. I finished out the interior and just kind of painted everything gloss black with the exception of the seat. I did that in a flat black, did the body on a gloss black, and then painted the whole top side of the car gold to match the wheels, just like the real car. I hand did all the lettering on the car, and that came out looking really cool. And then I went back over that with some clear. Looking underneath the car, I custom did the exhaust out of some aluminum tubing, and that came out really good. Detailed out the whole chassis in gloss black, detailed out the oil pan, tranny, gas tank. The car sits perfectly. I'm super happy with how the car sits. Here's a look at the top side of the car. That looks pretty good. Really happy with this car just in general. It just looks super cool. This has always been one of my favorite looks on a NASCAR from back in the day, the black and gold. Instantly recognizable. If you guys dig this, again, give it a thumbs up, comment below, let me know what you think of this car. If you really dig it and you really dig what we're doing here, there's tons more cool stuff like this on the way, so hit that subscribe button. Stick around for some more pictures of the car. Otherwise, until next time, get out, work on your own projects, get those hands dirty and greasy, stay cool, and we'll catch you cats on the next one. Thanks for watching.